Hello, this is Sudarshana Starshine Star. Today is Wednesday, April 10th, 2024, and I felt to put this audio out here. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel, which you'll see, it's the Dazzling of the Light, or you can just go to YouTube and put in at Sudarshana Starshine Star, and it will bring up my account. I also am going to put it on my brand new TikTok channel. I just joined TikTok at Christmas, but I've already been banned twice. So I just started a brand new account on TikTok. I'm starting all over again. And the name of that TikTok channel is Mahakali Yeshua 9. And I will type that on the description of this audio so you can find it. Or on TikTok, you can also go to my username, which is StarshineStar99. So, like I do with all my clips, I'm going to begin with 3 short opening prayers. They're in Sanskrit and Telugu, and it's the Guru mantra, the Ganesha mantra, and the Gayatri mantra. I'm doing that to bless, sanctify, and protect this clip and all of you. So let's go. Om. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmahi Sri Guru Vena Namaha. Om Suklam Bharadaram Vishnum Sishivarnam Chatobhujam Prasanavaranam Dhyaye Sarva Vigno Prashantaye. Om Bhur Suvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonaha Prachodayat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. All right, wonderful. So this is a little bit of a somber, even though it has good news, an audio that I'm reading of some news that came out today. It's the title of this by Michael Baxter. It's dated April 10th, today, 2024, is Marines Rescue 11 Kidnapped Children in Kansas. United States Marines on Saturday liberated 11 children whom FEMA had imprisoned inside a dormant boxcar on an abandoned rail line stretching between Lane and Rush counties in Kansas. A source in General Eric M. Smith's office told Real Raw News. A day earlier, a federal fifth columnist told General Smith that, quote-unquote, his people had overheard a gut-wrenching phone call between a highly placed FEMA supervisor and an unknown party, on which the FEMA boss said, quote-unquote, an 11-piece puzzle would be ready for pickup in 24 hours after one more, quote-unquote, piece was added to it. The columnist supplied a series of numbers, presumably GPS coordinates, to the location. We have a system in place to vet informants. This one was known to us and had given us solid info. And we know the deep state uses innocuous-sounding keywords and vagaries when they want to conceal what they're up to. Informant had a hunch it was kids, our source said. Smoldering with resentment for kidnappers and eager to stop even one more innocent child from falling into the clutches of slavers, General Smith at once mustered a seasoned scout sniper squad as he scrutinized the intelligence. The GPS coordinates pointed to a vast swath of emptiness miles from nowhere in the windswept prairie and undulating surface of Ness County, Kansas. The nearest settlements were Utica to the west and Arnold to the east, connected by both State Highway 4 and an inoperative stretch of forsaken and derelict train tracks that Union Pacific decommissioned in 2004 and subsequently removed miles of to mitigate environmental degradation of the area. Our source said that General Smith spoke with an ally, a high-ranking officer of the Army's 158th Aviation Regiment, at Marshall Army Airfield, Fort Riley, Kansas. The general asked him to ready 2 Black Hawks, fitted with external fuel tanks for a paramount mission, adding that a plane load of Marines aboard a civilian jet, a Gulfstream 650, would land at the airfield within 5 hours. The jet touched down at 3 a.m. Saturday. After deboarding, the Marines were driven to helipads, where a pair of Black Hawks sat waiting, their rotors spinning. They discussed contingencies during the 220-mile flight and instructed the pilots not to overfly the GPS coordinates in case FEMA had sentinels nearby. Instead, they approached from the north and landed near a forgotten cemetery overrun with prairie grass that enshrouded old tombstones. The team leader estimated that the coordinates were 2 miles southeast, 30 minutes of rucking it. He laid out the plan, our source said. The Marines would neutralize threats, confirm if the kids were there, and then call the Black Hawks to the coordinates. The Marines would then wait behind while the helicopters took children to safety, and then refuel and come back for them. The columnist said, quote unquote, 11 pieces after another was delivered. That meant if they were kids, we would be looking for 11 altogether, and hopefully kill the kidnappers and whomever was picking up the quote unquote puzzle, if possible. The Marines encountered no hostiles on their approach and soon discovered what lay at the GPS coordinates: a rusted boxcar, doors shut tightly, sitting on a dilapidated piece of rail. Observing the scene through binoculars, they saw no sentries, but did see tire impressions leading away from the boxcar to Highway 4 to the south. Confident the area was free of potential adversaries, the Marines split into 2 groups, one providing cover, while the other advanced on the boxcar and opened its doors. The 11 children inside had been gagged and shackled, their little legs fitted with iron clamps, bolted to the floor. They were sitting and lying in puddles of urine and piles of feces. Besides the children, only litter, candy wrappers, and empty Spam cans occupied the car. The squad's commander told the kids he was part of a rescue team and ordered them to remain silent as the Marines removed the gags. One frightened child said the abductors had put another child in the car less than an hour ago, fed them candy, replaced their gags, and left. Our source said the children, though soiled, appeared relatively healthy and ambulatory. The Marines cut the restraints with bolt cutters as the Black Hawks swooped in, hovering just above the ground about 60 feet from the train car. Once the children were safely aboard, the Black Hawks climbed into the air and ferried them to safety, as the Marines concealed themselves and awaited the arrival of whomever intended to receive the children. No one came. The Black Hawks returned 5 hours later, and the Marines asked the pilots to find a safe spot to land several miles north out of sight, as they desperately wanted to slay the child predators and maybe take one alive. They waited patiently for 36 more hours, but the enemy never showed its face. Orders came down from General Smith that he needed the Marines for another urgent mission. We figured something happened, our source said. Our guess is the traffickers got tipped off or spotted our guys and got the hell out of there. The Marines are happy they saved the kids, but pissed off they didn't get to kill anyone. They really wanted to bust some heads, spill some blood. The children, a mix of boys and girls between 6 and 12 years old, have received medical care, our source said. I can say, while the op was underway, another team took the FEMA supervisor alive. And I'll share some details on that once I get clearance, our source said in closing. So that's the end of that news article. And it does have a good ending, but it is just so devastating to think that there are still children being rescued. Those of us in the know who have done thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of research over the past few years and really do everything we can to keep ourselves as clued in as we can be to what's really going on behind the scenes, because we know the mainstream media, the news, does not give a shred of truth about whatever's going on. We know that. But it's just sad to think that there's still children being taken, because we know what they do to the children. And I'm not going to go into it here, because if you're listening to this, you're probably well aware of what really happens to those millions and millions of babies, newborns, even babies in the womb, and children that just disappear and are never found again. So we need to keep praying. God bless our white hats. God bless our good military that's on the side of the goodly and godly. And let's just also say prayers that the military and people like FEMA and the people who are supposedly working for the interests of we the people in America and other agencies in the world, that they are stopped in their evil ways and deeds. And I do pray for their redemption, because I do pray for every soul. I want every soul to have the chance to be redeemed, but the evilness has to stop. So I'm going to close this with a short closing prayer, and what I'm saying is, God bless all beings in all worlds. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Yes, that's what we're all hoping and praying for after we get this necessary defense of our countries and of our children and babies and of ourselves completed. I'm asking you to please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's The Dazzling of the Light at Sudarshan Starshine Star. And also help me to, gosh, I can't believe I have a third brand new TikTok channel. Jeepers. So that's, my username, Starshine Star 99 on TikTok. And the name of that TikTok channel is at Mahakali Yeshua 9. God bless you all. Thank you for being here with me. I hope that I'm saying God bless you and yours, all of your beloveds, now and always. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.